your name,
like a soldier, I keep on moving forward, always getting closer, I march until it's over.
Hello friends and allies, and let's talk about Exeta Ampres today with the new Vocation balance. And in this video I'm gonna be exploring the new night spell, the new Exeta. So let's start with going over the fact. It hits 5 creatures, prioritizing range creatures. The creatures which are ranged become melee fighter for 12 seconds, and they change their target for the caster for 6 seconds. The spell cannot be used on bosses. It costs 80 manas, and it has a CD of 6 seconds, and the requirement to use it is level 250. And this spell can be bought by any normal knight NPCs. So, the new spell is perfect to use in areas with ranged creatures. Like, personally, I will use it here in Asuras a lot to be increasing my experience. This even will make the Palace available spot to be hunting for good experience now in the future. But now I'm at least using it inside the mirror. But I decided to, for the purpose of the video, I will examine the new spell in were creatures and be charm hunting some were foxes. So I have been playing around a little bit with the new Exeta, and let's check it out the first time right now to see how it works. And the first thing which I found was it's a chain, and it's a little bit of randomness into it as well. And this is a skill which you will be mastering in the future, I believe, to perfection. So let's check out the position of the werefoxes and the ranged creature. As you can see, they are standing far from each other. And as I said before, this is a chain, and the chain is connecting to each other. So you need to positionate the monsters in a good way for them to be chaining towards each other. So let's see how it plays out when the position is as follows. So as you can see, I'm only getting the hit on one of the creature because they are standing too far away from each other. So one of the lessons which we can learn is that we need to group the monsters even if they are ranged to a certain degree for us to be able to hit the ranged monsters. Other insights is that the spell can catch invisibility, and if monsters are on red HP and running, you can also catch it with this spell. And as you can see right now, you see the focus on the ranged creatures. And take a look as follows. Here we have 3 werefoxes in close range. 2 to the north, 1 to the south. And as you see, they prioritize to the north because there were 2 werefoxes, I believe. So there are some logic towards the new spell, but it also feels a bit random, and this is something that you need to be practicing yourself to perfection, I believe. And as said before, we can only catch 5 creatures, and that we have done with the spell right now as well. So, if it were fewer monsters, maybe the chain reaction would be able to be catching even the south werefox. And as I said before, it only hits 5 creatures, so it does not replace the Exeta res. And it prioritizes the ranged monsters, so it can be a pretty huge chain reaction. So this was my first video in the Vocation balance, and I will be making much more, so please follow and like the video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy hunting!